Welcome back, friends, to TV5 News at 9. We are back with a very special edition of Ask the Sheriff. We have Midland County Sheriff Myron Green and Gladwin County Sheriff Michael Shea right here in the studio together. How are you both?
We're good.
We're good. Thank you.
What an honor to have you both here. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be
Absolutely,
here.
glad to be here.
We appreciate it. So we're marking the 2-year anniversary of the historic flooding in Midland and Gladwin County. Sheriff Green, tell us from your perspective, what do you remember from when the flooding started?
So when the flooding started, I was still on patrol.
Yeah.
That was before I had been elected sheriff. So I went back and looked at my dailies from those days. And on the 17th, it was a normal shift.
Wow.
But on the night of the 18th, just before midnight, myself, the state police, the volunteer fire departments all met up in Edenville, and then that's when the decision was made to do evacuations.
Wow.
And so for the next several hours, we did that. And then the night of the 19th, after the dams had broken, I immediately had to go out to US 10 in Sanford over the Sanford Lake, because the bridge embankment had started washing out, and so I had to block traffic. And I met my friend Sheriff Shea. He came down to check things out, and so we talked out there for a little bit. And then at the end of that shift, the next morning, I had to go out on M20 and assist the road commission to block M20 off because the water had started going over M20 at Curry, the bridge going into downtown.
Wow.
So it was a busy few days.
Now, Sheriff Green, what was it like for you, Sheriff Shea? He talked about his experience when your department just sprang into action.
All hands on deck, I
Yeah.
think, probably sums it up the best. Our county was actually cut in half because of how the water flows through Gladwin County. So having emergency services that were cut in two, and then having enough personnel on both sides of those waterways to take care of our entire community. So having partners like Midland County, Bay County, and Aranac County, and those things on our east side was probably the most important partnerships we had.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Sheriff Green, we are probably going to see the effects of this flooding for such a long time, and many communities are really still rebuilding. What is it like for you to see people coming together from all over helping out?
It was great. Early on,
Yeah.
I mean, people locally, statewide, and national descended into the village of Sanford and the surrounding areas, Edenville, all the way up there, and just helped out. And it was great to see, and that's been going on for 2 years, and it really hasn't even stopped. So it was really awesome.
We keep hearing Sanford strong everywhere.
Correct. You know, they did, on the year anniversary, they had a bunch of events. Sanford Rising is the name of it, and they're doing things again this year, too. So
I love that. Sheriff Shea, what lessons were learned following the 2020 flooding, would you say?
There's been several lessons since, but some of the early lessons that we had, those mitigation strategies and the connection and rapport and county-to-county relationships that were built, and those mitigation strategies as it relates to pre-plan for these kind of events were priceless. I mean, as far as our two communities coming together, because it was seamless, and as you know, there was no loss of life when the breach did happen, and it goes in great part to preparation, planning, partnerships, and those things. The two communities are fortunately very strong and stronger together.
And I want to talk about that because it just seems amazing to have that type of not just partnership, but a real friendship and real connection. It seems like you have a love for each other and the community. Talk to me about that.
well, I think that's important, you know, like Mike said, not only just with our inner operational strategies that we have, but with the community. And this just shows that in a natural disaster or a major incident, how everybody worked together. It wasn't about anybody getting recognition or who did this or who did that. It was everybody, like you said, all hands on deck and everybody working together. So it was good.
And you still do that with projects? You still have things in the works?
Absolutely. Yeah, we communicate regularly. There's hardly a week goes by that we're not reaching out to one another for things operational or otherwise. We communicate a lot. It's a strong partnership.
I love that. Okay, Sheriff Green, I know that before we go, you wanted to say congratulations to someone very special in your office, the new public relations officer, is that right?
Well, this is actually the Midland City Police.
Midland City Police, okay.
Has Brennan Warren here.
Oh, look here. Congratulations. What's
so
going on with him?
he was strutting his stuff last month and put out a video out. And so, you know, he shared this on their Facebook page. And so I had to one-up him as There's
Look
me.
now.
And I wanted to encourage him, you know, through hard work and dedication, someday he can be the chief or even a sheriff, and he'll graduate to this
That sweet ride right there.
real sports car.
I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
we thank you both for being here. And I have to say, from TV5 and everyone in the community, I'm sure you're not told enough how thankful and how appreciative we all are of you for the work that you do, the hard work that you do to keep our families and communities safe. Thank you both.
You're very welcome.
We appreciate it.
Glad
We
to.
really
Thank you.
do. And if you have any more questions for either of these sheriffs, please make sure you ask the sheriff anytime you'd like to. You can send it to WNEM at WNEM.com or to our social media. Do not go